Tomato soup and mother sauce. First, we will cut the onion and we'll go through horizontally and put 3 cuts in there. Afterwards, we'll turn the onion slightly and we'll go down vertically multiple times to begin our dicing. After we do this, we'll turn the onion back the same way as when we did our horizontal cuts. And there we will go ahead and slice vertically across the other vertical cuts to get a dice. Exact size is not important for tomato soup, for we will be blending it at the end. So go ahead and finish chopping the onion with the same method at the end. And once we're done chopping the onion, we'll go ahead and put it into a bowl on the side for our mise en place. Once we have the onions in our bowl for our mise en place, we will get a piece of garlic. When we have the garlic, we'll go ahead and put a nice little slice into the whole clove and we'll pull one out. Once we pull one out, we'll get everything cleaned up into the side into a trash bucket on the side of the camera. Now we'll lay our knife flat over the clove and smash it down so we could peel off the skin, and we'll remove the skin to the trash bucket. Once we do that, we'll grab the garlic, hold it down with our claw fingers, and we'll run the knife through it nice and quickly. Then after we're done with that, we'll gather our strands and we'll turn them, and then we'll run our knife through them one more time. Again, size and perfection is not of importance because it will be getting blended at the end of the tomato soup. And then we'll put the garlic in with our mise en place and the onions. Now we'll get vine ripe tomatoes, take off the stems, and then we'll cut off the tops where the stems were and put those over into the trash bucket as well. And when we're done with that, we'll go ahead and cut each of the tomatoes into quarters and put them in their own bowl for mise en place. So we'll go ahead and cut one way vertically, turn it, cut another way vertically. That would be our quarters. The size of these tomatoes to be small or large is not important, as again we'll be cooking them down and blending them at the end. Now we get our pan hot, put some olive oil in there, and then we'll add our aromatics of onions and garlic. The reserves of the onions I typically save and freeze for a later date. So now that we have them heating up, we'll go ahead and wait until they're translucent, as you'll see in the next clip. So once they're translucent, we'll go ahead and salt and pepper the onions. At this point, while it's hot, we'll go ahead and add the tomatoes in, and then just a small amount of water afterwards so that we can go ahead and start breaking down the aromatics in the tomato. So now when the tomatoes and everything is simmered down, we'll go ahead and stir that a little bit, then add it into a blender. Want to make sure all the ingredients are in the blender. It's going to be nice and hot, so be careful while you're blending this. And when we're in the blender, we'll salt and pepper again just to add a little bit more flavor from seasoning. Then we'll go ahead and blend it until smooth. Then we'll pour it into a bowl.